In this video, I'll discuss Q1 FY26 business updates of all jewelry company like Kalyan PN Gadgil, Senco, Titan. So let's start with Kalyan Jewellers. So in this quarter, Kalyan grew their revenue by 31%, and if we look at their past also, Kalyan always has been a company with a growth of 30 to 40%, and in this quarter they are at 31%. And if we look at their Q1 of last 2 years, in Q1 FY24 they grew by 31%, in Q1 FY25 they grew by 26%. Yeah, it is right that in Q1 25 there was some election and heatwave issue, but again the range is around 30 to 40% growth for Kalyan, and in this quarter that is in the range of 30 to 40% growth. That is the point. One thing is comes out to be a very positive thing, that candid picks up in this quarter, and candid sales grew by 67%, whereas if we look at Q4 FY25, candid degrew by like 25% in that quarter. So yeah, candid picked up in this quarter. That is a really good thing, that it started to grow. And in this quarter they also started the campaign for candid, national campaign. So that is a good thing, another good thing. But I am not worried about anything like sales growth number and all. The thing I am worried in Kalyan, that they opened 18 stores in this quarter, whereas they have a target of 170 stores for FY26. So if we calculate, in the next 3 quarters they have to open 150 stores, which is like 50 stores per quarter for next 3 quarters. And again, if we look at their past, they never opened 50 stores in a quarter. The highest was 46. So now they have to open 50 stores for next 3 quarters, which they have never done in the past. So that is the thing where my concern is about Kalyan, that how they will manage their expansion in the next 3 quarters. That is the thing. Otherwise, I have no issue with the sales growth number, because it is in the range. Also, if we look at their international operation, that picked up, because last few quarters that was in the range of 20-25% kind of growth. So it picked up. So that is the good thing. But the main thing is that the store expansion number, they just expanded by 18 stores. So that is the thing. In the future we have to see this, that how this expansion number turns out in the FY26. So that is the point. If they open around 30-35 stores, I was okay, but 18 is too less if we see. Okay, because the target is very high, that 170 stores in this year. But again, they also said that they will open 170 stores in the FY. We have to ask the management that what is the reason they open just 18 stores, and how will be the distributions of stores throughout the next 3 quarters. If I get a chance in the con call, I will ask the management. So that is the thing. But yeah, I am really worried about their store expansion, that how they will open 170 stores in this year. So that is the point with Kalyan. And now PN Gadgil. Okay, so PN Gadgil in this quarter grew their sales by only 30%. But if you see the real thing behind 30% sales growth, because due to like Gudi Parva, which is a big festival in Maharashtra, shifted in Q4 FY25. But in the last year, Gudi Parva was in Q1 FY Q1. Okay, but this time in this Q1 it is missing. That is why the sales growth number is little low. But again, if we see the 6-month data, like what they done in Q4 plus Q1, if we see the growth number, that is around 45%, because in Q4 they grew their sales by around 60%. Okay, and in this quarter Q1 they grew their sales by 30%. So yeah, it is around 40-45% kind of growth in 6 months. I am talking about 6 months. Okay, so that is the thing with PN Gadgil. They done a fairly good job in terms of sales, and if we see their past also, they consistently beating Kalyan in terms of the sales growth, because in the last all quarter since the IPO, I think since the IPO they are beating Kalyan in terms of the sales growth. Yeah, they have lower base, that is absolutely right, that they have very low base in terms of like store number, in terms of sales number, because Kalyan have 400 stores, whereas PN Gadgil have just 55 stores. So that is the thing. But again, market always cares about the growth, not the size. So that is the thing we have to see with these two company. But again, Kalyan is doing good. I will not say that I am not saying that Kalyan is doing bad. Kalyan is doing their job. What is they are doing that. But again, PN Gadgil is better than Kalyan to me because of the sales number. So that is the thing. Also they increased their e-com sales by 125% in this quarter. So retail e-com sales is growing at a fast pace for PN Gadgil. In the last quarter also their retail sales was like, what was the number? Retail sales grew by 250% in the last quarter, and this quarter they again grew by 125%. So in terms of the e-com, they are doing a very good job. Okay, franchisee also doing very good, because in this quarter franchisee sales grew by 100%. So that is also a very good thing in terms of the growth. Okay, so that is the thing. In terms of Akshaya Tritiya, they grew their sales by 35% in this quarter or in this year, if we see. Okay, so in terms of growth, PN Gadgil is absolutely doing a good job. In terms of start ratio also, they increased their start ratio again. Start sales increased by 40% in this quarter, year on year. So that is also a good thing in terms of their margin, that if the start ratio keeps getting up, keeps increasing, then their margins will be improved in the coming quarters. So that is the thing with start ratio. And in terms of store opening also, they opened 2 stores and they are planning to open another 7 to 8 stores in Q2 FY26. So in terms of growth number, that is good, and they are looking to open 20 to 25 stores in FY26, as they said in the last phone call also, and that is remain the same. So in terms of all the numbers, PN Gadgil is doing good. So that is the thing. And if we see the race, PN Gadgil is doing better than Kalyan. Yeah, this quarter that may seem to be low because of the absence of Gudi Parva sales in this quarter, but again, without Gudi Parva they grew at 30%, whereas last year in Q1 there was Gudi Parva. So that is the thing, okay, that on a high base they are growing at a high pace also. So that is the good thing with PN Gadgil, and that is why I am saying that PN Gadgil is doing better than Kalyan. Okay, and let's talk about Senco. Senco in this quarter grew their sales by 28%. There is lots of talk about Senco versus Kalyan, who is better, but to me Kalyan is anyway better, because consistency wise Kalyan is better, the number wise also Kalyan is better. You can say that yeah, Kalyan is coming down, you can say that Senco is coming up. It is right. It is right. And valuation wise also, Senco is giving us better deal. But again, Kalyan remains the like Kalyan's number is very consistent, whereas there is some margin issue in Senco, whereas sometimes Senco sales goes down. So that is there with Senco, but Kalyan is stable, absolutely stable in terms of the growth. They always has been a company who have like 30 to 40% sales growth in every quarter. Whereas if we see Senco, they had some issues with their margin in the last few quarters. So we have to track that. And yeah, the thing is that we have to track these companies, that how Kalyan is going, how Senco is going. That is the thing we have to do. Okay, but in this quarter, to me, in terms of the sales growth, store opening numbers, Kalyan is better than Senco. In terms of the P ratio, you may say that yeah, Kalyan is much overvalued, whereas Senco is undervalued. Yeah, that is right. But again, market always values who is growing at a fast pace and who is giving a consistent result, which is Kalyan giving us. So that is the thing. But anyway, PN Gadgil is the best to me. Okay. And if we talk about the Titan, there is nothing. They grew their jewelry segment by 19%, which is nothing if we compare it to Kalyan, Senco, PN Gadgil. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So that is the thing. And let's talk about how I manage my position in Kalyan, in PN Gadgil and Senco. See one thing, I do not have any position in Senco. I never invested in Senco, but I have allocation in Kalyan and PN Gadgil both. Okay, so in the last few quarter, I added in Kalyan, I added in PN Gadgil both I added, because they were like Kalyan opening their around like what, in the last quarter they opened good amount of stores and their plan was very good. But in this quarter I cut some position from Kalyan because I am little worried about the store opening, store expansion, and that is why I cut down the position a little bit, 20-25% position I cut. Okay, so that is the thing with Kalyan. Because see one thing, that if they can't open like 150 stores in the coming 3 quarters, their sales growth will be lesser. Okay, so that is the thing, one thing. And another thing is, they promised investor about 170 stores, and if they cannot open that kind of stores in this year, then there will be some kind of disappointment in investor, which I already have, that they did not open higher number of stores in this quarter. They just opened 18 stores, whereas the target should be at 40-45 kind of thing. So that is the thing with Kalyan. I do not have any kind of issue with the sales number. That is why I only cut 20-25% of allocation from Kalyan. But the thing is with the store expansion number, which is pretty low. I would like to track Kalyan in next phone call, that what the management is saying, like if they can give some kind of roadmap that how much store will come in Q2, Q3, Q4, then it is good enough. But again, I will see the execution in the Q2, because see one thing, August, the next phone call will be around August, so whole July is there. If you want to open 50 stores, then you have to work on every quarter. Okay, so I mean every month. So in July also they can open showroom. So I will track the July number, I will track the management commentary about the store expansion. So that is the thing I will be tracking in Kalyan. Otherwise I have no problem. See one thing, that how you can manage your position. If you see Kalyan's number, there is no problem, there is not such a big problem in Kalyan. But the thing is what, that you should not be directionally wrong, because if you see Kalyan sales number, that is lowest in the last few quarters, it is right. If you look at the store opening number, that is also very low. I think it is the lowest for last few quarters also. Yeah, it is the lowest for last few quarters also. That is the thing, that when a company is not doing good, you should not add to this position, to your position. That is the thing. If you cut, you cut. If you do not think that you should cut, do not cut. That is not the problem, but you should not add. Okay, so that is the thing you have to do. That I have some worry about their store expansion, I cut. If you do not think that it is not much of a big thing, you may not cut, because I also have some holding in Kalyan now, because I only cut what? I only cut 20-25% of my allocation from Kalyan. So I still have 75% allocation, what was there in the last quarter. So that is the point I am trying to say, that do not go directionally wrong. That is the point. In this business update, after seeing this business update, what you should do is not to add to the position. If you cut, if you feel that you have to cut it, no problem with that, but you should not add. So that is the thing you have to understand, that when you should cut, when you should hold, when you should buy. So that is the thing I am trying to say, that when the company is not doing as much as your expectation, do not add to the position. If you feel that you should cut it. That is not the problem. If you feel that you should not cut, do not cut. Keep your position, keep your allocation at the same. But the thing what I have said in the PN Gadgil also, if we see PN Gadgil for last few quarter, they are doing better than Kalyan. That is why from Q3 when they did their con call, and management said about their refinery business, which they had discontinued from October. After hearing that commentary, I was pretty sure, I was pretty confident that what is going on in PN Gadgil. That is why I added PN Gadgil for the first time in February when they done the con call. Okay, and after Q3, Q4 also, if you see, there was same kind of confusion, but it was pretty clear in Q4. But I was pretty confident in Q3 that what is going on. That is why I added PN Gadgil from Q3. Then I kept adding in Q4, and still in this Q1, after seeing the number, I sold some position from Kalyan and I added the same to PN Gadgil, because PN Gadgil is doing better than Kalyan. Okay, PN Gadgil in this jewelry space, if you see, PN Gadgil is growing at a highest pace. If you cite PC Jewellers, which is another different thing, but the businesses which is doing well, like PN Gadgil, Kalyan, Senco, Titan. Okay, so PN Gadgil is growing at 40%, Kalyan is growing at 30-35%, Senco is growing at 20-25-30%, and Titan is growing at Titan is growing at 20-25% kind of. Okay, so that is the thing we have to see, that PN Gadgil is doing consistently well in terms of the growth, and their plans is also very good. If you see the future plans of PN Gadgil, those are very good. That is why in the last 2 quarters, when Kalyan was doing well, when PN Gadgil was doing well, I added in both. But in this quarter, I failed. that PN Gadgil still doing better than Kalyan, and that is why I cut some position from Kalyan, that I have explained that why I cut, and I added the same money to PN Gadgil. So that is the thing, that we have to understand the company, that which company is doing better in terms of the growth. So that is the point with PN Gadgil. And also in terms of the P also, PN Gadgil is giving me better P in Q3 also. They were, I think, in first I added PN Gadgil at a P of 35x. Okay, so that is the point we have to see, that who is doing better. In terms of now, PN Gadgil is doing clearly better. So that is the thing with the jewelry space. I explained that why I cut position from Kalyan. It is not too much of worry, but yeah, I cut some position because I was little worried about their store expansion, and I was getting a better deal in PN Gadgil because PN Gadgil is doing really good. So that is the point, that how I managed my position in jewelry space in this quarter. So that is the thing. And one thing I also want to say, that in this quarter in this week I am traveling to North Bengal. So I will not able to make any videos till Sunday. So again I'll start my work from Monday. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.